The title of this man's, Keeping Up with Starrill alone tells me everything I need to know about this man.
The Grove of Epiphany.
Pretty area still.
And philosophers are born. A place famed throughout Amphoreus for producing countless sages in the past. Among them, one sage uses himself as a sword when questioning reason, rending falsehoods, and igniting the flames of truth.
Yeah.
This world is unveiled through him.
The outcome of the story was very fun with this guy. He was totally right.
Sages of the Grove of Epiphany. Anaxa, the demise scholar.
Oh, Hyacine! I had no idea who would talk about this man. Ha! Wait. They've still got the transparency texture because Cypher stole it last time. That's actually kind of great. They kept it.
I should be taking my hat off to an esteemed lady, but today's a bit difficult.
Yeah, the feather's missing too.
Pleasure. You know, I really love this show. And
Rate it. That's
especially you, Birdie.
Birdie?
nice bit of
What a
follow.
noble nickname. Oh, when did I get so famous in Amphoreus?
Birdie, you look so soft and fluffy. Who wouldn't love you?
Fluffy?
Ha! Trauma. After what bloody... What has gone with Elglia and his feathers, I'm not surprised. They keep the trauma. Everyone in our forest is scaring this bird. Fair enough.
A valuable piece of teaching material. Let's see exactly how Professor Anaxa oversees his classes. Anaxa is a wind character following the path of erudition.
Easy skip, but I appreciate this man. I'm still editing, by the way. Back to work for me, and I also don't feel very well, so a recording like this is quite easy to do and takes less time to do a lot of. But I'm not going to be doing a ton of recordings until I know I have like a moment to myself. I can do passive ones of videos that get uploaded. I'm interested in what this guy's trailer is going to contain. Could cover his sister, could cover story events, could cover previous cycles. I'd be interested in Myriad Celestia showing the previous cycles of Amphoreus eventually.
I didn't expect him to be such an expert in combat.
And what the quote-unquote Genesis looks like, because it seems like we're going to fail here.
I know it's all about
It looks like we're kind of screwed. And we don't even know...
After Anaxa hits an enemy target once,
We don't even know who technically is the one who's...
target for several turns.
Like, this is the thing. As much as I want to look at the Flame Reaver and be like, oh yeah, Forces of Destruction, they're the one definitely in the wrong. The issue is, why would the Destruction aim for this place first? And why would Finn and Ascend this way? That was my phone alarm. Oh well.
Without consuming skill points. It's worth noting that the trace roaming signifier causes Anaxa to immediately regenerate energy if there are no enemy targets in qualitative disclosure at the start of a turn. Amphoreus is crawling with dangers under the cover of the Black Tide. But even the most fearsome enemies are just alchemical components for Professor Anaxa.
That's an honor not easily bestowed upon any enemy.
Ha! God's sake, that's a weird way to view it. Anyway, while we're on the combat segment, as much as, you know, we can look at the destruction and see, like, all the ends of these worlds and the people within them as messed up, surely there's got to be some cases where it actually maybe be a necessity. Not that I think it's fine, just the logic of the universe, the imaginary tree, and in-game, like, most of the Aeon's paths are based on fundamental things that are actually necessary in meaningful amounts. We're seeing, like, extremes of them are bad, even Remembrance now. Extreme Remembrance followers are thinking that it's fine to put
That's a teaching tool,
worlds
buddy.
in...
It makes sense for a teacher to carry.
What? It's necessary for a teacher to carry a gun. Maybe in a certain country. Not my one, mate. We're fine.
Cowards they are. Actively attacking terrified enemies will be considered entering battle via attacking a weakness. After entering battle, every enemy target will be inflicted with the weakness of the attacker's type for several turns. I wonder if Professor Anaxa is as forceful when hunting down students who skipped his class.
Well,
Maybe
they're
more.
running for their lives, for sure.
Ha!
Okay, let's sum it up. A truly great scholar never seeks breakthroughs. They create breakthroughs. Professor Anaxa
Yeah,
is
that's
good at
one way
adding
to
his
put it.
enemies and
Jesus.
judging them accordingly. All of his attacks can add new weaknesses to the enemy. And after an
Which is a
enemy has
very
enough
fun
weaknesses,
effect.
his
It was
damage
fun
dealt
back
to
when
the enemy
Silverwolf had it,
further
but this is
increases
actually
as
a
well
good
as
use case
triggering
of a character
one
having
extra
it.
skill. He has frequent AoE attacks
I'm
and
interested
has
in
the
seeing in
ability
how the
to
buffs
apply many
impact
weaknesses in
Silverwolf if
enemies,
she's able
allowing
to
him support
function
his
better
team
like
and
this
managing
guy.
different
This
kinds of
guy
attacks.
has a lot going on.
All right, Professor Anaxa may be strict, but it's still an honor for students to study under him. Lo and behold, we've got a group coming to see what kind of test the professor has prepared for them. Ooh, this test has an amazing lineup of examiners, including a famous, unparalleled, and absolutely inimitable lady. Now the answer is clear. The examiners need to figure out how to stack this true genius's interpretation as soon as possible. As for how, let's watch Professor Anaxa's performance. As they enter battle, the enemy already has a set stack of interpretation on them, despite already making trouble for the examiners.
It's neat that they're actually showing another 5-star as part of the testing as a significant point for the test. Since this is just as much about Herta's performance as it is his, he is going to enhance her performance. Look at all the weaknesses, let's go.
Anaxa shows no mercy while facing enemies in qualitative disclosure, following with his skill after using his basic attack. This string of attacks applies many stacks of interpretation on the enemies, making the most beautiful member of the Genius Society hit even harder. Supported by Anaxa's traits, the lady whose intellect is numerically immeasurable sends off the bad students by saying, "Hear me out." However, these students refuse to give up and insist on a retest. If we're patient in their teaching, the examiners decide to grant their request.
Why is Natasha there? You could show 2 5-stars within the test, and Herta's 4-star, which is actually tailored towards these kind of team comps, yet you use the worst healer. I'd imagine it's because she doesn't impact their actual stats. But the thing is, they're affecting each other's stats, so if the aim is to try and have the character's performance be as accurate as possible without specific comps and interactions between characters in mind, then this has already failed.
And that's a wrap for this episode. I have a request. Miss Hyacine, I've heard you've been a doctor at the Grove of Epiphany for many years.
Ha!
Can you treat my hair loss, perchance?
Ooh.
Why are you bald?
It's all because of your prophecy. The greatest threads are hidden in the hall where thousands laugh with joy. Turns out the greatest threads were on my head all along.
Don't worry, I see this all the
Jeez.
time. After all, the Grove of Epiphany is full of brilliant minds, and with everyone overworking their brains on research, hair loss is an everyday occurrence.
Is that the true cost of knowledge?
Take this, ingest it, and apply externally.
Wait, does that mean Professor Anaxa is also?
Ooh. That's how to get in trouble, Hyacine. You shouldn't have said a word. It's like he probably isn't, but she shouldn't have said anything.
Hair loss is an everyday
Where is the
occurrence.
little
Is that the
vial?
Wait,
Look at it. That's so specific to a colour scheme. It's kind of cute, but because look, it's almost got like a lid that's almost like a little feather. But, girl, where did you get that from? Did you make that, or is that something that's been available in the Grove? Either way, I'm kind of questioning how much someone should trust it. Hyacine, considering she's going to end up potentially getting Aquila's authority, I'm interested to see how that's gonna happen. And then there's also just, I want to see Finn as Power Man. Please, show us the boy in a fight outside of cutscenes. I want to see very badly. So, Hyacine's connection to the next patch feels like it's more logical. Cypher, I'm actually the one... I'm questioning how she's going to develop story-wise to a point where we get an ultimatum, because Anaxa, I'd say, actually got... Obviously, within this version that's just happened, Castorus got the most love, but Anaxa got so much good stuff going on with him. And they actually, killed someone off. Been a while since they've done that, so fair enough. We'll see if that's permanent, because I don't think it will be. Considering this place is cyclical in nature, and there are different loops of Amphoreus now confirmed, yeah, there's a very real chance that he's just gonna... They'll potentially either fail this cycle or succeed in this cycle, and it'll just go back around again. We can see, but that's my assumption of what is going to take place. I didn't actually notice the transparency texture on Owlbert's head up until now. Fair enough. I noticed it on the title screen. I noticed the feather. The feather drew my eyes away from his head. So fair enough. Poor guy. All of his feathers keep going to Aglaya, and that's what happened to his head. Cypher took those. Oh well. That's now a him problem. But yeah, no, sorry that I haven't made any content for the past, a week and a bit now. I'm kind of swamped. I just need a rest, honestly.